Repeat violent offender. This is someone who served decades in prison, gets out and does all of this and is locked up again? Why? Why? Let me bring in my guest. Joining me in Los Angeles, California, forensic psychiatrist, trial expert witness, and columnist of Inside the Criminal Mind, Dr. Carole Lieberman is with us. Dr. Lieberman, great to see you. Let me put up on the, I want to put some information from a news report so folks have a little more background about this defendant, and then I'll ask you to try to answer that question for me tonight. Why? In June of 2000, this defendant kidnapped a lawyer at gunpoint. He was forced into the trunk of his car before being forced to drive to a gas station to withdraw money from an ATM. The defendant was charged with aggravated robbery, especially aggravating kidnapping, and was sentenced to 24 years in prison. His lengthy history in the juvenile system prior to his conviction for the kidnapping dated back to '95 when he was no older than 12 years old. Take me inside that mind. Why would someone who spent 20 years in prison gets a second chance, maybe it's a third or fourth or fifth chance, whatever, and then just goes out and commits an even worse crime?
Yes. Well, first of all, the key is with the first crime that he committed, or the one that he was charged with first in any case, the arrest at 12 years old for rape and assault. Now, you know, for a 12-year-old child to commit rape and assault and be arrested for it, what that shows is, first of all, that he comes from a very violent home. That the home overstimulates him sexually. There is something sexual going on in there that is inappropriate. And it also says, because it's a rape, it also says that he has a bad relationship with his mother. And it also says that there is no morality in his home. And, you know, when he was 16 years old is when he had this kidnapping of the attorney. So this is a man who really from a very, very young age had these sociopathic, antisocial habits, you know, frame of mind drummed into him because of where he grew up. And, you know, it's interesting that the kidnapping is interesting because there's the question of whether this was a random crime, you know, a crime of opportunity. Was he just in his car and he saw a woman, an attractive woman running in the middle of the night, you know, and so, did that sort of reactivate his impulses? I mean, that's possible. But the kidnap was of this man, Kemper Durand, who worked in a law office where Elizabeth Fletcher's uncle worked. So there is this possibility that there is a more complicated connection, you know, that she wasn't a random attack, but that it had something to do with this for the same reason why he kidnapped the man at 16.
You know, the other part of this is the reports are that he was there like for 24 minutes, kind of lying in wait.
Right.
That tells me there may be some level of planning here, or why else would he be up at 4 o'clock in the morning driving around this neighborhood?
Yes. Now, I mean, there were some attacks on the cross-country team of the university. So there was a theory that, well, you know, maybe he was the person who had been attacking some of these previous people or lying in wait for these previous girls who were going by. But I think that, you know, this connection to the uncle is maybe that's a red herring, but it certainly is something that needs to be explored. You know, going to the morality aspect of it that I mentioned and the issues with his mother, you know, his mother is now hiding. She's in communication, or was, with his uncle, but she told his uncle she doesn't want to have anything to do with this. And the only thing that she cares about, you know, what makes her she's okay, except for the fact that she doesn't like the media trying to, and I guess the authorities, the police, trying to get in contact with her. Otherwise, she's okay. Now, can you just think about that? No apparent caring about the woman who died. I just don't want to be bothered with this, is what she said.
Unbelievable. Incredibly tragic again for Eliza Fletcher, but it seemed like this was a ticking time bomb, this guy,
yes,
after being let out. I mean, he grew up in prison, basically. Dr. Carole Lieberman, always great to get your insight. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.